Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the concrete jungle where dreams are made of New York City. But we're not just talking about Broadway shows or grabbing a slice of pizza. We're going on an architectural journey through time, exploring how New York became the stunning, iconic city we know today. From humble Dutch beginnings to soaring super tall skyscrapers, the buildings of this city tell a story of ambition, innovation, and constant change. So, grab your virtual Metro card and let's get started. Our story begins in the 17th century, when New York was New Amsterdam, a Dutch trading post. The architecture back then was pretty practical. Think simple, gabled roof houses made of wood and brick, mirroring what you'd see in Amsterdam. These were clustered at the southern tip of Manhattan. Sadly, very little from this era survives, thanks to fires and the city's relentless redevelopment. But the Dutch left their mark on the street grid of Lower Manhattan, a chaotic, charming tangle of streets that stands in stark contrast to the orderly grid system we see uptown. It's a physical reminder of the city's very first European chapter. Fast forward to the British colonial period. The style evolved. Georgian architecture, with its love for symmetry, order, and classical details, became all the rage. Think elegant townhouses, churches with tall spires like St. Paul's Chapel, which is still standing today as Manhattan's oldest public building in continuous use. Then came the 19th century, and things really started to take off. After the American Revolution, New York was buzzing, the population exploded, and the city was expanding northward. This era was a fantastic mashup of styles. You had federal-style homes, which were a more refined, American take on the Georgian look. Then came the Greek Revival, with buildings that looked like ancient temples, symbolizing the ideals of the new democracy. Think Federal Hall on Wall Street, where George Washington was inaugurated. Later, the Victorian era brought in a riot of styles. Gothic Revival with its pointed arches and spooky, romantic vibes, seen in places like Trinity Church. And who can forget the brownstones, the iconic Italianate and Queen Anne-style row houses that define entire neighborhoods in Brooklyn and Harlem. These weren't just houses, they were the backbone of New York's residential life, creating the classic streetscapes we love so much. But the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the Gilded Age, is when New York's architecture truly reached for the sky. This was the age of immense fortunes, the Carnegies, the Vanderbilts, and they wanted to show it off. The Beaux-Arts style was their language of choice. It was grand, it was opulent, it was over the top. Think of Grand Central Terminal, the New York Public Library, or the mansions that once lined Fifth Avenue. These buildings were designed to impress, covered in sculptures, columns, and lavish details. They were public palaces, meant to declare New York as a cultural capital on par with Paris or London. At the same time, a new invention was changing everything, the steel frame structure. And with it, the skyscraper was born. Early skyscrapers were often dressed up in historical styles, like the Woolworth Building, a Gothic-inspired masterpiece nicknamed the Cathedral of Commerce. It was the tallest building in the world when it opened in 1913. These early towers were incredible feats of engineering, but they also created a problem. They cast long shadows, turning the streets below into dark canyons. This led to a groundbreaking piece of legislation, the 1916 zoning resolution. This law required buildings to have setbacks to get narrower as they got taller. And just like that, a new architectural style was born. Enter the Art Deco era. The setback rule didn't stifle creativity, it unleashed it. Architects embraced the stepped-back silhouette, creating some of New York's most iconic and beloved skyscrapers. The Chrysler Building is the ultimate example, with its gleaming, sunburst crown and stylized eagle gargoyles. It's pure glamour and optimism in built form. Then, there's the Empire State Building, which for 40 years was the world's tallest. Its streamlined, powerful form became a global symbol of American ambition. This was New York's golden age of skyscrapers, a period of breathtaking beauty and technological prowess that defined the city's skyline for generations. After World War II, the mood shifted. The ornate glamour of Art Deco gave way to the sleek, functional modernism of the international style. Less is more became the mantra. This style emphasized glass curtain walls, clean lines, and a complete rejection of historical ornament. Buildings like the Seagram Building and Lever House on Park Avenue are perfect examples. They are elegant, minimalist glass boxes. While some critics found this style cold or corporate, it completely transformed Midtown Manhattan, creating a new kind of urban landscape that was all about efficiency and corporate power. The latter half of the 20th century, and into the 21st saw a reaction against this strict modernism. Postmodernism brought back color, ornament, and historical references, sometimes in a playful or ironic way. The AT&T building, now the Sony building, with its infamous Chippendale top, was a controversial but landmark moment. It signaled that it was okay for buildings to have a personality again. And that brings us to today. New York's architectural story is far from over. In the 21st century, we've seen the rise of a new generation of skyscrapers, often called super talls. These pencil-thin residential towers south of Central Park are pushing engineering to its absolute limits, creating a dramatic new skyline. At the same time, there's a huge focus on sustainability and adaptive reuse. Look at the High Line, an old elevated railway transformed into a stunning public park, or the developments at Hudson Yards and the World Trade Center site, which are creating entire new neighborhoods with cutting-edge, environmentally conscious designs. These projects show a city that is not just building taller, but also smarter. It's about creating spaces for people, revitalizing old infrastructure, and looking towards a greener future. From a Dutch trading post to a global metropolis, the architecture of New York is a living museum. Every building, from the humblest brownstone to the mightiest skyscraper, tells a piece of the city's story. It's a tale of immigration, wealth, technological breakthroughs, and the unending human drive to build something lasting. The next time you're walking through the city, look up, look around. You're not just surrounded by buildings, you're walking through history. The story is written in brick, stone, steel, and glass, waiting for you to read it. Thanks so much for joining me on this architectural tour of New York City. What's your favorite building or architectural style in the city? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world. See you in the next one.